Hey guys, sorry for the dark color. If I don't, it all gets grainy. This is going to be a response video to Mark Bunker from Xenu TV, of all things, from his video Scientology Big Clanking Balls. Yeah, that doesn't make you want to watch the video. I don't know what will. That's what I meant by that. And really, this is more of a response, not necessarily to what he said, but to what seems to be going on with Scientology these days, which is an interesting topic, one that I haven't actually delved into on this channel. Well, apparently, a number of higher-ups in Scientology have blown, which basically means leaving without permission, which in Scientology you actually need permission in order to leave, which is something they are reluctant to have done. And apparently they have gone out and done a number of attacks on David Miscavige, which is good. David Miscavige is a complete psychopath. He needs to be taken care of. He needs to be criticized. But apparently a number of people, mostly from a protest group, Anonymous, have expressed how they felt like that people like Mike Rinder, well, all those people who have blown are criticizing David Miscavige, but not Scientology, and they are criticizing these people so passionately, apparently, which is kind of a bad thing because these people are coming out to describe these horrible things that are going on. And a lot of what they're getting is people saying, you're not doing enough. But, you have to see it the way how most people who leave Scientology see it. For the most part, if you look at people like, what's his name? That actor who just recently left. Jason Begay. I say recently, it was like over a year ago. And a number of people who are writing books now. What's almost universal about these people leaving is that they leave because of David Miscavige. They don't like what he's been doing. It's not necessarily Scientology itself that makes them leave. It is Scientology Corporation. It is the Scientology, we are controlling every little bit of your life, and we can destroy you if we felt like it kind of Scientology. So, it's not necessarily the tech that they disagree with, it is David Miscavige. They think something's wrong within the system, and so they're leaving because of that. What always happens is what's really good about these people is that they tend to be people who are searching for the truth and they're searching for something good. When David Miscavige doesn't give them that, they hence run away. What a number of other people who have left and written books about is they then delve a little deeper, like they do research now on L. Ron Hubbard, and then they realize, oh, he wasn't so good either. But it doesn't need to be that way, really, in my humble opinion. And this is an opinion that has developed fairly recently, sort of. Scientology, in my opinion, or at least the writings of L. Ron Hubbard, is a religion. For the most part. Scientology is a cult, and it still has some very bad things in it, but you could say most religious writings at some point have something really bad in it. But believe me, in order to believe in any of the thing L. Ron Hubbard tells you, you have to believe in it on faith. There's no other possible way. The slightest bit of scientific research is completely debunks all of it. The slightest bit of skeptical thinking at all completely eradicates anything he says. So, and I mean completely. So, in that sense, it still takes faith to believe in it. So you end up having groups like the Free Zone. It's basically Scientology with donations instead of actual mandatory donations, or a flat line, you need to pay at least this amount in order to get this course, or you need to pay at least this amount to get this book. In this case, it's really pay however much you feel like you need, which is good. That's how religion should be. And that's how they get tax exemption. They don't have a price tag on everything. So, people who leave their religion tend not to leave it because outright everything is blown, none of it makes sense. I'm leaving because it just all doesn't make any sense. No, there's always usually one tiny thing that starts the questioning, and that usually starts questioning your specific sect or your specific community. Then most people will go off and check out their religion a little bit deeper. It might still not make a lot of sense, so then they leave again to some other religion. Some people find what they're looking for. Some people find something that makes sense. Other people, like myself, don't. We go on, and eventually, who knows? It's different for everyone. Different things. Maybe even certain little bits of the tech, if you will, might work for people. It's something that not a lot of people want to admit. It's not something that a lot of people want to say. Yeah, that's a possibility, because it's so creepy. If you actually delve deeply into Scientology, and I've read I don't know how much Scientology. I've read too much, in my opinion, for somebody who's not in Scientology and never had been. I think I've read way too much. But, there could be something in it that, in its idiosyncrasies, I'm pretty sure I said that word wrong, the idiosyncrasies of the tech might match up with the idiosyncrasies of, say, somebody. It just, for some reason, makes sense to them, and they do get better. Most of the things in the actual Scientology organization will then make them worse, but maybe there's some phrase, there's some thing that's written out that just somehow makes perfect sense. And that's actually how a lot of people first get into Scientology, is that you read the first books, they're much more accessible. They are much more, they make much more sense to begin with, particularly if you don't know anything about science or skeptical thinking. Or if you're just desperate. Or a myriad of other reasons that I can't think of right now. It would just makes sense. I don't think people who join Scientology are idiots, for the most part. They are people who just are looking for help, and they think they found it. So, those are my thoughts on the topic. The people who have left Scientology right now and are speaking out against it, they're against a very evil person. They are speaking out against him in spite of threats that they're told from the beginning of joining the higher ups. They are still speaking out, and that's something that's to be admired. And that's something that we should never forget is incredibly brave and is an incredibly big step to do. So, Anonymous, knock it off.